I first want to state that I have no problem with religion and I have no problem with people's faith. I personally was raised in a religious household and have since stepped away from that being the basis of my morality. I guess I'm considered an agnostic. I had actually studied to be a missionary earlier on in life, but I've also continued to study religion in my life. And I do believe that the Bible is a great fable of morality and it teaches some really good life lessons. With that being said, I'm assuming you're talking about Deuteronomy 22:5. And I'll also assume that you're talking about the King James Version of the Bible. And I don't have it in front of me, but from what I can remember, it states something along the lines of a man should never wear a woman's garb and a woman should never wear a man's garb, which in history people have believed this to reference cross-dressing. Stop me if I'm wrong. I'd also like to bring up that the King James Version is another translation of the Bible, which came later, much, much later in life. I would also like to reference, though, that the Bible originally was written in Aramaic, and Aramaic has since become a dead language. Now, the closest references we have to Aramaic would be either Greek or Hebrew, which Hebrew is one of the very earliest translations of the Bible from Aramaic. And if we go back to the Hebrew translation of the Bible, it says something along the same lines, but it also talks about in time of war. And to what it references is the fact that men should not wear women's garb and women should not wear men's garb, which would be armor. And the reasoning behind this was because they didn't feel that women should go to war, which stating that a woman shouldn't wear men's armor because she shouldn't go to war, and a man shouldn't wear women's garb because he shouldn't stay home in time of war. And I'm not going to get into the fact that this is sexist and misogynistic, which is what we know a lot of religion is based upon, because it's written by a patriarchy which keeps men in control and in power. But that's a side note, and it doesn't take away from the fact that I have respect for your religion and your faith. But all these analogies can be loosely worded and loosely translated. And I personally would go back to the Hebrew translation over the King James Version, but that's me personally, only because historically I believe it's more accurate. But I appreciate your comment. I hope you have a good day.